Recording is on.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to day three. Today we're focusing on the business strategies. This is our program for today. We will learn the business strategy basics, understanding how the different business models works. We will look into a few strategies. So we have the lean canvas business model and the business model canvas. So we'll also deal with the test activities, hands-on activities after this. Yes. Mr. Kirsten?
Yes, good morning, everyone. Hope you are able to hear me. Uh, yeah, so like my colleagues said, there is a challenge out there. Please make use, take a photo of yourself sitting behind the laptop or photo with you. Jotting down some ideas and post them, right? Also see how you can use AI to create captions, because now and then we run out of ideas in terms of what to say, right? So that's where we start using the AI, generating some captions for us, looking at checking how the AI can perhaps generate the image for us. Yeah, and trying the different models from the different what agent, the AI models. So trying them out and seeing the responses they're giving you, like Grok, Gemini, ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude. Yeah, so there's a challenge there. There's 500 up for grabs. So yeah, it's up to you guys to to then use of it. And, yeah. So today, what we're gonna focus on, just to recap, day one, we started out with just understanding what is the AI foundations, learning how to prompt. Also, very important part that we covered was the ethics and security surrounding artificial intelligence, and what things do we feed it and what we don't feed it, right? We also looked at frameworks in terms of how do we structure our questions to get the best results. Then another thing we covered was iteration is key. So if you're not happy, then start the process again. Ask questions, and use those tips and tricks we shared. Then day two, we looked at how do we build a CV, and then also in terms of how do we use AI to then optimize our LinkedIn profile, also to help us prepare for interview questions, using also uh, certain frameworks like the achievement statement framework, where we were looking at the action verb, the task metric, we, in terms of how you should state your achievements or the things that you've been doing. We also looked at in terms of the ATS system, how it worked. Then we dived into LinkedIn, and then also the interview questions. So now, day three and day four is where it gets a bit exciting, right? Because now we start looking into the business side. I have this idea. I want to actually turn this idea into a business. How do I take it to the next level, or how do I grow my business, right? So today we're looking at strategy and operations. Yeah. So for today's session, we're gonna think like CEO, right? Um, so meaning thinking like a CEO means we're gonna look at strategy first, before we look at tactics, right? In terms of how we're gonna get there. Then another thing is that we must know and remember is that whether you are having doing a side hustle or managing a team, right? This the tools we are using is going to basically help you speed up your processes. It's going to automate workflows, help you make strategic decisions when needed, and also help us connect the business model with the customer value. And 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 that is the main thing about us thinking like a CEO. So today you want to put yourself in that position, of thinking like a CEO. So yeah. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna dive into the 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 lean canvas model, and trying to understand it. So if you see on the website ncdev.co/academy on day 3, after the resource hub, there's an interactive strategy board. So this strategy board, on mobile, it would give you a different view, right? It would be underneath each other. So if you are using mobile, it would look something like this, right? Yeah. So, but this is how it looks like when you are going to download it, right? It's built from nine building blocks. There's nine building blocks, and the lean canvas startup is actually derived from what we also know as the business model canvas. The difference between the two is, enterprises that has already started, which are growing, they 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 more they are the users that mostly use business models, right? And when we are startups, so that's for corporates basically, your enterprises, your teams that are a bit bigger. Yeah. But now if we are a startup, we want to start up with the lean canvas model, just to give you an understanding of what is this lean canvas model. Have you guys ever heard about the lean canvas model before? Anyone? Okay. So if you are a business owner or wanting to start a business, I'm sure you heard of the this thing called a business plan. And you have to have a business plan when you want to start a business. So in order for you to draw up that business plan, a business plan is, it's a bit of work. It's a long document, And just to give you an understanding of the costing that goes with business plan, how much it costs for you, if you have an idea and you want to start your company, and perhaps you are going to go look for funding, and one of the requirements is that you must submit a business plan, right? And then already, are you guys able to see? Was then already the starting point here at companypartners.co.za. If you just do a rough search on Google, then you'll be able to see the starting price for a business plan is about 3.5 around. And as you can see there, construction, security business, agriculture, the prices change. If you want a specialized one, it goes up to 20,000 Rand for a business plan, right? And and these business plans, as you can see, 20 to 30 pages long, 12 month financial projections. It has all of these different topics that it's covering in your business plan. So if you're starting out, don't know where to start, and you just have this nice idea, I want to start, what is it? Let's let's make an example. Give an example. So today perhaps we're gonna use a bakery, right? We want to start a bakery, and for us to do a bakery, we going to need equipment. We're going to need a bunch of things, and that's going to need funds. So we're going to look at where we're going to get funds, where we're going to be able to to support this idea of us starting a bakery that's creative and innovative, right? So so just there alone, it's killing us slowly, because already you don't have the money for this business plan, and you don't have time to write now already a 20-page document, 30-page document, covering all of these different areas: market analysis, competitor analysis, the business model, the advantage, your unique selling points. So dealing with all of this is going to be a lot at once, right? So what we do then is we use this business model canvas, or the lean canvas model, to basically put everything in one page, rather than have a 20-page or 30-page document. You are able to explain and see your entire business in one page, right? So what we're covering here is, so it has 9 sections on the map. Your entire business is basically on one page. It's way faster than a 40-page business plan. Uh, this is used by startups and by enterprises, right? It's easy up to update, and it's also easy for your team members and your colleagues to learn and understand what the business is about, and what do we do, what do we offer, right? So that the team is also easily can easily understand the culture, the vision in terms of where we are going, rather than handing your team a 40-page document and ask them go through this document. you are able now to just give the team or go through this nine building blocks, which is in one page, and get a comprehensive understanding of what the business is actually about. So this is the key thing about the lean canvas model. So we're not saying the business plan is redundant and you don't need that. All we are saying is that you need a model to start with, before diving into that long page document, right? And once you have like your lean model canvas or your business model canvas, then we are then able to easily build that 20 to 30 page document, uh, which is the business plan required, that will then derive from this lean canvas model or the business model that we've already built, right? So section one on the lean canvas model is the problem, right? So what's the pain point? How severe is it? How many people have it? And then, in terms of how do we use AI to help us answer those questions, we simply go to the AI, Gemini, ChatGPT, and start prompting and asking, list five problems the industry is facing, right? And then you are able to then get so we said that we're gonna start off with uh, are you guys able to see? List five problems. The baking, baking, and catering industry faces. Remember, we want to bring it back to South Africa. South Africa. And then what we can also want to do is act as a market and industry researcher and list five problems uh, baking catering industry facing in South Africa. There's probably a better word for that, the industry. If you guys have that word, you can just help me there. But I'm sure the AI will understand what I'm trying to say. Industry faces in South Africa. Yeah. So this is what we're gonna start off with. Just identifying the problem in the baking industry, in the catering industry in South Africa. So, and then it can give us answers. So, number one is energy instability and rising operational costs. Commercial ovens and industrial cold storages are energy intensive. Transitioning to solar or backup generators require massive capital. Yeah, so that's one of the problems. So now we identifying different problems, logistical bottlenecks, and cold chain integrity, behavior and value seeking, regulatory compliance and skills gap, right? Perhaps so adhering to the food HACCP and labor regulations is also a higher barrier. Then now, from all of this problems listed, if you don't see one that speaks to you yet, you can refine it, and if you have an idea to say that is much more specific, you tailor the AI to answer the chat much more specific, right? For this example, we're gonna look at number five, right? Um, so we are a bakery and a catering company that we would want to start. And one of the things we have identified is that there's a regulatory compliance and skills gaps, right? So what we want to do is bring this as one of our offerings in, right? But we'll get to that. Um, Now, from so section one of the lean canvas deals with the problem. This is the most important part of coming up with a business idea, right? You don't want to come up with a business idea where you are not solving a problem. Because why? That's where most successful businesses thrive, uh, is because why they are solving a pain point. And if you are not solving a problem, then that's where your business might get it wrong, and you've been working hard, but you just jump started straight with the solution. Guys, this is our solution, but you have not identified the problem yet. So that's a major key part. And one of the the steps we use in, or frameworks that we use in helping us with this process is design thinking, right? So design thinking is a iterative approach that we basically use to for problem solving. And it has like five steps, and one of the first steps is empathy, right? So empathy is one of the key first steps in design thinking. That means understanding the experiences, the needs, and motivations of your customers, of your users, through the observation or the engagement with them, right? Meaning you have interviewed your customers, you have sat down with them, you have also looked at their behavior in terms of trying to understand what are their challenges, what's their needs, in terms of the problem you are trying to solve, right? So after you have empathized, then we try to then define clearly. Perhaps I can show an image of the steps. Yeah, so that it just it's better to visualize the this iterative process as well. So you will hear that what we're doing is we're talking a lot about frameworks in terms of how we need to structure the things in terms of helping us to structure it in and getting it out there. Where's this thing now? Good. So so here is you are able to see now. So this is the design thinking process we then try to use, right? We first empathize, meaning we understand our our what is our customers' needs and the problems they are facing, right? Then what we are doing is we're defining. After we are defining, so when we are defining, we're trying to define and articulate the problem, right? Based on what we just did previously, understanding the behavior of our customers, um, looking at them, interviewing them, observing them, and just empathizing with them. After empathizing with them, now we are able to write down what is the problem really, right? And after writing down and identifying now what the problem is clearly, then only we are able to start coming up with ideas in terms of what are the potential solutions, right? If you are able to see that the solution that you have in mind already is only step three, uh, so what you need to do is just work back and start again, because why, this is a iterative process, right? So meaning we have to do this thing over and over and over in order to improve what we want to do actually. So we need to keep on empathizing with the customer to actually see what is the problem. And then we need to keep on identifying what is the problem really. Perhaps this is one of the problems, but it's not yet the root cause or the root problem. Perhaps this is a problem caused by another problem. And if you solve that deeper problem, then this problem can go away that you are perhaps looking at, right? And that's what we want to do. We want to iterate. So we empathize, we define, then we ideate, then we come up with what can we actually do to solve this problem, right? We come up with ideas, and you must be able to throw in the crazy ideas, throw in that crazy problems when you are defining, because why, uh, you want to refine at the end of the day, and when it comes with when it comes to coming up with ideas, right, there's no bad ideas. You just need to refine it a bit more and work around it. I'm sure there's something some one of you have already thought about. This would be nogals a great thing to have, but then you're like, it's unnecessary actually. But 2 3 years later down the line, then you see, there's that product. I had an idea like that, and they're the people are making money now, with that same idea that you also had. It's just you didn't use the iterative processes. You didn't use design thinking, right, in order to formulate that idea to become a sustainable idea, uh, that is worth looking at and actually spending your time on, right? So that's then in terms of the ideation, and then only by step four we're doing the prototype, looking at building the actual product. So if you are a bakery, right? One of the first things we will do in terms of prototyping, our thing uh, would be having building our website, right? That's one of the things, and seeing how the users or the people engage with our website, our social media accounts, seeing how they engage with our social media accounts, and empathizing, understanding why are they reacting like this towards your things that you are doing, and then making it better, then testing it, getting the feedback from them, which is step number five, right? And then we go back again, we try to understand again, and empathize with the users. This solution that we brought to you guys, does it work? Is it solving the problem? Then we look at defining it again. We come up with ideas to make it better again. Then we prototype. We make our product, or our website, our product, whether it is a juice that you are making, a bread that you are baking. We then make our product better. If they say our bread is too light, as te veel wind in die brood in, man. Then we try to go in there and see, okay, how do we make our bread more filling, right? Because what people are saying, this bread is, hey, it doesn't fill us, man. I can eat a whole bread. We are two slatted bread. It's done. You see, not long, then I'm hungry again. So those type of problems, then for me as a bakery, um, then I understand. Um, am I That also then helps us also understand, do I want to make profit? Because if I'm driving profit, that's actually, you want to make your bread light, yes, so that they can come back for more. You see, but you want to make it filling because why? Uh, Perhaps you want to solve the problem of our community being hungry, and you also have perhaps a homeless program that we are supporting, and we are giving this the bread also to um, our NGOs that are supporting the homeless people, perhaps, or our feeding schemes, and and then with the light bread, now you actually just not solving the problem. You understand? Um, so, so that is, then we need to also define our goals. That's one of the key things. What do we want to achieve? Yeah, that's one thing we need to also do. Then yeah, so this design thinking process is one of the key things to keep in mind. I will share this with you guys as well on the WhatsApp group. So keep that design thinking in mind when you're coming up with ideas, right? In terms of identifying problems, coming up with ideas, and then building solutions. So you want to use that design thinking framework, and always keep that in mind. Empathizing with your customers, number one step, key step. I don't know. You guys know all gold tomato sauce, right? So the all gold tomato sauce, they started out just with that glass bottle, and then using design thinking, they were able to make that plastic bottle that is upside down. and now uh, the users, we as the customers that likes the all gold tomato sauce, we are now happy because why now this big glass bottle doesn't have to stand on that uh, small hole there at the bottom when we turn it around. Because why, when it's at the bottom and it's a little left, then what we do is we turn that all gold tomato sauce around. We as the customers, the organization that makes all gold tomato sauce didn't know that when they brought it out to us. But then iterating the design thinking process, they will see checking, yeah, those customers, what they are doing is when it comes at the bottom, they turn the tomato sauce around and let it stand so that the sauce can go down. So when they open it, the sauce is already at the bottom, right? So then what they did is design a bottle that does that nicely. And then we were able to then have that that new design of the all gold tomato sauce. So that's what design thinking does, right? It helps us identify and solve problems that our customers are having, and that's why it's iterative. If they just put put out the tomato sauce all gold out there, then it would just have still been the same bottle for years and years, right? And they still have that bottle because why, other customers feel like the glass bottle is the right one. You see, you want it to be in the glass bottle. They heard of those customers and they didn't change the entire packaging. They just added another product line with the same sauce in that packaging, just to make it better for those who wants it upside down, right? Yeah. So that's just something about design thinking, and practical example of how it was used, right? Right. So diving back into our lean canvas. So on our lean canvas model, as you can see on our far left side, number one is the problem, right? Then, like we also said, is that this is the main pain points that you want to identify. You want to talk about how severe is this pain or problem that you have identified, right? How many people are facing this problem? So you want to ask yourself those type of questions when identifying the problem. Then, yeah, from number two, three, and four, five, yeah, one, two, yeah, one, two, and three. So one focuses on the problem, two and three focuses on your customers and your unique value proposition, and then only we get to our solution, right? So from the problem we go to customers, we go to unique value proposition that you are giving those customers, and then only we are able to then identify the solution. So your customers would, here is where you would now have to be clear in terms of uh, who is your customers, right? So one good what one good thing about um, this model is, um, when you're identifying your customers, you want to be specific, right? So your your customers, you can't want to say, I want to bake bread for the whole community, for the whole Northern Cape, whole Kimberley. You are That's too vague, right? So because why, your problem should speak to your customers that you're identifying. You should look at the problems that they are facing, right? So yeah, this is actually wrong. Yeah, we should actually start with the customer segments. Yeah, because why? First, we need to identify the customer segments and identify who who are you targeting, right? And then after identifying who you're targeting, then only we are able to identify the problems that these customers are having, right? So just you just need to switch one and two around. Yeah. Yeah. So that's then where we'll start with customer segments, identifying who is our customers first, and then identifying the problems um, that our customers face, right? For us as a bakery, we can't say the whole community, but what we can say is families, right? Because families are going to come by our bread. We can say your coffee or tea lovers as well, right? Um, like a bread with, or like some cookies with the tea. So and then also perhaps we can look at saying your so we got families or households, we got okay, let's do this. So if there is a plus there on the side and you are able to then add sticky notes, families or households, right? Then also, so another one of our customers, like I said, could be your tea lovers or coffee lovers. You see how specific we're trying to be, so that we know who we are looking for when, and whose problem we are trying to solve, when it comes to actually what is it, solving the problems for our customers or our users, right? Another one could be your your local stores, right? Um, Local stores, because what we want to do is get our bread to in the store, in on the shelves of the local stores as well. So there we have about three groups of customers that we've identified for our. So Preston is making the bake, right? So we've identified this families, tea, coffee lovers, local stores, um, and then local stores and all restaurants, right? Because I remember we realized in one of the problems as well that that we identified was, let's just quickly go back there. So remember, one of the problems we identified was the regulatory compliance and skills gap that that other bakeries and other catering companies or restaurants might have, right? So what we would want to do is make this our competitive advantage that sets us aside from your normal bakery. So that's what we're gonna look at for this example. So we go back, share this instead. So now that we've identified our customers, right? Now we 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 need to look at what um, what is the problems that these customers are facing. So one of the main things that we're gonna look at is, now you would now want to use design thinking, right? Families and households. So first we're gonna look at them. What problems are they facing? Um, and so what problems are they facing, right? Um, and then after identifying the problems that they are facing, so perhaps one of them is, like I said, bread is perhaps expensive. So so one of the things we're gonna do is we're gonna have like a nice 10 rand loaf perhaps, or 15 rand loaf, that is way cheaper than your 20 rand bread or 18 rand bread, right? And then so for your tea and coffee lovers, the problem that they have is they don't they perhaps can't get fresh baked cookies, right? So can't get freshly baked cookies. So the cookies they always get is either the ones from Mr. Baker's Man Can, or what is it, or ones that are just stale in the shops, right? Perhaps this uh, Because why? Remember, our situation that we are looking at is in the Northern Cape, in a rural area. It's not Kimberley. It's then perhaps Barkley West. There's one, uh, two shops, like Spa and Shoprite. Uh, those are the main shops. So the rest of them is our foreigners, right? So so now, if their shops are closed, we gotta we got to what is it? We gotta purchase from the foreigners, right? If the other shops are closed. So now that is one of the challenges that we are facing, and and then again, the another challenge that we are facing, the foreigners. The items they are selling is hazardous because why? They are selling food that has expired. They put their own expiry label on there to extend the expiring date. It's a lot of things going on there as well that we as locals and businesses, we can identify those as problems and then make profit from that. Yeah. So moving forward, local stores and restaurants. So a problem they could be facing is perhaps they don't have the freshly baked cookies in their stores, right? But now you see, I'm not using AI now. Ne? I'm just thinking from my head now. But what we will then do is go and then use AI to actually make this idea that we have then better, right? Um, so after identifying the problem, then we don't just jump into the solution. No, 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 no. We first identify now. Okay, um, what makes us better, and then another thing is you have to also, you'll see on the lean canvas model, we also try to identify in terms of your customer segments who will be your early adopters. Yeah, like who's going to be your first customers, right? And that's also what you want to identify so that you know where you're going to go and market this solution or this or product that you are going to build. Then yeah, so you have to identify your early adopters in terms of who are they, and then also in terms of your early adopters, identify the problems, right? And when we say early adopters, it just means the ones that are going to that's going to buy first, the ones that's going to come into your doors first, that's going to purchase your product first, right? That is easily convertible, and those are your coffee and tea lovers, right? They would be easily be able to convert once we say we have lekker biscuits here. You can come get it, lekker. Uh, so and it's nice price. It's cheaper than Mr. Baker's man can make his prices. So yeah, so that is then basically what we would want to identify. Because why? we know that our early adopters is going to help us and give us feedback in terms of where we need to improve. Remember that design thinking, um, iterative approach. So we want to use that with our early adopters. Moving on to our unique value proposition, right? So our unique value proposition and our solution, right? Um, so unique value proposition is why are you different, right? So you are saying you are a bakery, but there's another bakery in town. So what makes you different from that bakery, basically, right? Are you doing the same thing? If you are doing the same thing, why must I come to your shop? Why can't I just go to that other shop, right? So what makes you different? So that is then number three on our lean canvas model. Then the solution then only comes in terms of how do you solve the problem now, and we we also need to keep it simple. We don't we mustn't complicate our solutions, nah? So when we talk about the MVP, we are talking about a minimum viable product, right? So it means that it's not the real deal as yet, but here is a sample of what it would look like, how it feels like, how it you understand. It gives the investors or who whoever is investing into your business, or stakeholders or partners, it would then give them a better understanding of what is this that you are building, what is the solution, right? Then yeah, so what you would then want to do is so there's a sentence you can copy in terms of to help you then with your solution and your unique value proposition. So yeah, so you can ask the AI to then help you rewrite your unique selling proposition uh, and make it more compelling. Yeah. So so your unique value proposition, what makes you different, right? So problem that we have also identified was lack of what was it, HACCP, if I right here, check, regulatory and compliance. So one of the problems that we've identified was the regulatory compliance and skills gap, right? And then what's going to make us unique is our our solution surrounding that. So what we would want to do now is what makes us unique is that perhaps we developed a framework that allows or we offer local restaurants a framework and training that allows, let me just get, so just the right wording allows. So perhaps that could make us unique. Um, so that we might look like a bakery on the outside, but our main business model surrounds helping restaurants actually comply with strict food safety and labor regulations, right? So that's where that customer comes in. That's where that problem is identified for that customer, and also we can still sell bread for that customer as well. Um, but but you see, what we're trying to do is that customer there has a problem, that one there has a problem, that one there has a problem, right? So we want to talk to each of those customers' problems as well. Unique value proposition for uh, our families and our tea lovers. We can add freshly baked goods. Yeah, I think that one speaks to both that too. And then also, what makes us also unique is okay, that we can add to unfair advantage. Okay, so what we but also makes us give us a unique advantage perhaps we can add there is that we don't just have a malala pipe baker there, we have a chef, uh, right, that is trained, for a chef that is perhaps trained in hospitality and uh, catering. So so that gives us, yeah, I think that would actually be an unfair advantage. I would I would add that to unfair advantage rather than unique value proposition. Because why? That's why we would beat the other guys. So unfair advantage is why we would beat the other guys. Yeah. So here we are dealing with a unique value proposition. What makes us unique? Why us? Right? Um, why are you different? Right? I think that one got us there. So then we move to the solution now, right? And our solution would then be how do we solve the problem? So now only we are at the solution, saying we are making a what is it? Uh, a bakery that basically has secret ways of making the bread, or so that your recipe can be an unfair advantage as well. Interesting. Okay, let's quickly go here. Ask for help. We must have AI as a friend. Now about the bakeries. The act as business development specialist and that specializes in building business canvas models for startups and yeah, both the bakeries lean canvas model using regulatory compliance steps as one of our unique value propositions. Also, we have a skilled chef with hospitality and catering skills. What did we still say? We also sell bread, sell bread and cookies at affordable price. And perhaps what we can also add in our bakery is there anything else from you guys that we would want to add for our bakery? Perhaps we deliver bread. We also deliver, do deliveries. Deliver, deliveries using a schedule, right? So certain times we go out and do deliveries for the ones that requested deliveries. And deliveries, do deliveries using a schedule and electric vehicles, electric scooters, 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 so that so that can be, yeah, I think let's use it like that. Um, so now it's helping us quickly with drafting. So let's first see customers. Value seeking households, families needing affordable daily bread. That's our customer there. Local spazas and cafes looking reliable, compliant wholesale supplier. Third customer would be our eco-conscious locals, the green, preferring green delivery, right? Because why we have electric vehicle or scooters, so those guys as well. And then your early adopters would then be working moms needing daily fresh bread, your local schools or creches requiring certified food. Um, yeah, and bridge together from baking. So you see, it's not yet talking to us. So what we want to say is that we want to offer. Um, we want to be that bridge. It's not just for us, but also for other restaurants, right? So now what we'll do is rewrite the draft and note that we would want to offer regulatory compliance and skills capsules to other restaurants as well to make us, because why what we will do is we'll look like a bakery, but our business model would not be a bakery, because why we would actually be much more a consulting or skills organization. But in the front, what we'll have is we'll look like a bakery, because why we'll operate still like a bakery and do all of the things that a bakery does, but that's not where the majority of our money would come from. Majority of our money would come from assisting other restaurants with regulatory compliance and skills gaps, right? So that's then what what I'm going to build my business model around here. Yeah. So you are the one that you think you're competing with me. You are not competing with me. We look the same, but we are not the same. You understand? So yeah. So now, because why, what you want to do is exactly that, right? Confuse your competitor. They might be thinking you just depend on that the same as them, but actually your business doesn't work like that. For example, would be example of that would be McDonald's, right? McDonald's is not a burger or restaurant company. It's a property. So it's a property company basically. It focuses on on property and not on burgers. But you are the one you think no, McDonald's is just burgers, burgers, burgers. Whereas McDonald's is not. That's not where they make their money. The money comes from owning the property where McDonald's is. Yeah, that's how they make their money. So that is also just one strategy or trick to keep in mind also. So yeah, let's quickly look at this one. Bakery and hospitality hub. So first what we want to do is identify. You see there's now a much better one there. So the unique value proposition is now we provide affordable, high quality baked goods while empowering the local food ecosystems through professional certification and elite culinary training. Yeah, unfair advantage. Where is my customers now? Okay, so I don't see it. So you see already it's not giving me the full one. So now I need to iterate and ask it. Now write me a final draft. Let us just see what it comes up with. Okay, business to consumer, meaning households. We're looking at families seeking affordable bread or cookies. Business to business, restaurants, owners needing compliance and staff training. And then local institutions, schools or crèches requiring certified food. So, now our business model is coming way better, right? Our problem then for that is energy and cost volatility, rising fuels, electricity prices is killing the margins for, right? And then compliance gaps, local eateries failing with health audits and certificate of acceptabilities. So that is one of the things you need to operate as a food business. Then skills defect is the shortage of professionally trained kitchen staff, and then unique value proposition, like we said, is that one. And then solution we're bringing is the green logistics, in terms of the energy and costs, to bring down our costs in terms of also delivering bread and keeping our customers happy. Then also helping the restaurant achieve regulatory compliance. So we're offering consulting services, and then what we are offering is a professional academy. So those are the three things we the solutions we are bringing to to then solve this problem, right? Yeah, that's so. Then so the sections 4 to 6 is the customer segments that we also dealt with. Channels would now be how do they find us, right? And then revenue streams would look at how do we make money. So and you must be specific, pick one or eight or two, like we said. Customer segments we need to be specific. So now after four, we done with the solution. We've identified the solution. The next step would be in terms of the channels. How do we then? What channels do we use? A website, WhatsApp, or social media? We have flyers. So this is the different channels our solution is going to get, or our unique value proposition would get to the customers, right? And after the channels is done, then now we need to figure out how are we making the money, right? Where's the money coming from? So 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 what we did now is focus on the problem, identifying the customer first, and then identifying the problems and empathizing with the customers to then identify the problems, and then to after identifying the problems we then are able to look at what makes us unique, and give that unique value proposition, and then look at what solutions we can then bring to the table. After identifying those solutions, we then look at how do we take the solutions to our customers through what channels. And then identifying those channels, we then look at the the revenue streams. How do we now make money? How are this customers going to pay, right? What are they paying for? So for now, I think we'll go for a break, and then when we get back, we'll continue with with finishing off the the lean canvas model. Yeah. So and then just watch a video on the business model canvas after we're done with the lean canvas model, and then we'll dive into actually building this lean canvas model, and then downloading them, and then also submitting them. So yeah, for now we'll go on a break until 11, We are on the chat, um, and we are here in the room. Let us know if you have any questions so far. Yeah. So,
Please, guys, don't forget to post, ne?
and to please
Just join
complete
the
the
guys.
and the attendance register, please.
Yes, let's go for a break. We'll see you guys at 11.